witchy friends, it is Aurora. Welcome back, and thank you so much for taking a little part of your day to spend some time with me. So I was asked to do a video about the correspondences or magical properties of buttons, and I'm going to do that today. So, practical use of buttons is to fasten or to close something or to keep something together. And the magical properties are fairly similar to me anyways in my craft, and it's worth putting out there again that anything that I say is just what I believe, and you're welcome to believe whatever you'd like and use what you would like to use from this. A couple of the ways that they can be used is the first way. I have mostly white buttons here because that's just what I have. But you can follow proper color correspondences or your own color correspondences and use them to represent different intentions or emotions. And some of them more decorative like that can be used for, you know, offering or deity work. You can use them in a spell, like a spell bottle perhaps, to help secure a part of the relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or a family relationship, and just secure whatever you may be concerned about in that relationship. Or it could also be seen as a way of attaching part of yourself to the spell, so you may choose a button that represents you, or that you feel very drawn to, and use that in a spell work to really put yourself and put your intention into it. You can use these as offering for the fae folk or the fairies. They like shiny things, so the shinier the better. I have a couple of other examples here. These aren't buttons, they're beads, but these are just little offerings for the fae. The shinier the better, really, when it comes to this type of thing, because, you know, the more they like it, the less likely they are to take something of yours, like your car keys. So that's one of the reasons I have little keys in here, to kind of appease them. And buttons are unique and different, even though a lot of these are the same. Even the ones that look the same, like these two, for example, from first glance look very similar, but they are quite different. So they can be used to represent diversity or change or a difference in a situation. This one's pretty cool. It has like a little bit of embroidery on it. I don't know if you can see that. I tried to paint my nails for you guys. Yeah, I figured you'd be looking at my hands, so nice little blue sparkles would be better. But it kind of just turned into a, you know, mess. So, oh well. You can place your favorite button on your altar for a week and just kind of put intention into it. So positivity or happiness or joy or love or whatever you want to project. And just every time you sit at your altar, just put that into it. Just make it part of your daily routine. And at the end of the week, take it and sew it inside your favorite outfit and kind of keep it as a charm with you to represent whatever intention that you put into it. You could do the same if you had maybe a green button for prosperity. I wish I had a better variety of buttons to show you. If you had a green button, you could do that and put it with a money working or with some loose change that you have on your altar, just to represent welcoming and prosperity, and then sew it on the inside of the sleeve of your favorite interview outfit and use that positivity and that intention for prosperity to really get the job that you wanted to get. And the last little property that I'll share, I'm sure I could come up with more, but is that buttons are all different, so they have different amounts of holes. This one, for example, has 4 holes. Technically this one has 1, but the 3 on there is good enough for me because it's hard to find a 3-hole button. Some of them just have 1 hole like this. And you can use that to represent people in your life that you're doing spell work for. So if it's a family spell and it's you and your partner and 2 children, do 4 holes, or if it's just you and your partner, 2, or if it's just you, 1, or however you want to do it. If it's hard to find the right amount, you can always tie buttons together, which is what I'm going to do here in a second, you'll see, because I am going to show you a spell that I've put together using buttons. Those are some of the things that I use buttons for in my practice. But today I wanted to share with you a spell as an example, but also it's something I've been meaning to do anyways. So stick around and I will show you that in just a moment. Alright, so here I have everything that you'll need for this particular spell. It is going to be a spell bottle. So you can use whatever vessel you'd like, maybe a bowl or a bottle or a sachet, whatever they're called, a little bag. I like to use bottles and I have them kind of everywhere, so I like to make good use of them. So this is the little bottle I'm going to be using today. This was a little to-go ketchup bottle, I think. Anyways, I have some black thread here. I only had black thread, so you can use whatever color you'd like and follow color correspondences if you'd like. I have some rosemary, and this is rosemary from my mom's house, so we dried this ourselves and it smells delightful. I have a bit of lavender, and I have some cedar tips. None of this is required. I'll get to this in just a moment. None of this is required. You can do this however you'd like. Yeah, this was just an example to show you. And then I have some buttons here that I have tied together. This is a family spell. I should probably tell you what it's for. This is a family protection spell, a family strengthening spell. So I have one button with 4 holes here to represent my wife and myself and her parents, since we live with them. That's all on one button. And then this button here, which is just a 1-hole button, to represent my mom, because she lives nearby, but by herself, and she is very near and dear to me, of course, so I like to keep her in my family spell work as well, even though she's not in the household with us. I have what I call joy salt. This is just some plain white salt with glitter in it. I tend to put glitter in everything, so this one I made specifically for happiness and joy, and kind of to represent sunshine and light. I have one of my favorite pieces of rose quartz here, just to kind of help me, because this is, at the end of the day, this is very much a spell that comes from a place of love, so that's to kind of represent that. If you don't want to make a color corresponding glittery salt, then you can use plain sea salt, or if you want to really give it a pow, you can use black salt too. I also like to keep with me when I do any spell work, this is some of our cat's hair from before she passed, and so I just like to keep that nearby, because she is always with us when we did any kind of workings, and I really miss her. So the first part of spell working, as I'm sure many of you know, I don't need to tell you this, but for me, in my practice, the first part is really knowing your intention and stating your intention, whether it be to yourself or out loud, however you want to do it. So this spell is to help families stay strong and safe, to help them stick together and be there for each other even when times are tough. Whether they're near or far, that is what this spell signifies. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, tie a strong knot for your buttons to hold them together, or if you're just using one button, tie a strong knot around it as well. And as you're doing this, just keep the intention. Okay, now we're going to set this aside till the end, because this is going to be tied around the bottle or placed on top, however you want to do it. I'm going to open up this little bottle here. So the first thing that I'm going to layer in here is a bit of the salt. So for me, salt is very protective. This salt also, as I said before, represents joy and happiness. So for me, the main property of salt is protection. So we're going to say, and our intention as we put that in there, is my family is safe. My family is safe. Next we're going to go into the rosemary. And you can crush this up if you'd like. I like to leave it whole. I think it's beautiful as it is. And you can use any green herb for this. I am putting this in for prosperity. Rosemary has always been really big in any of my prosperity workings. So this is going in here as my family is financially stable. Little bits that fall around, I'll usually burn those afterwards, just as a little send-off to put the spell out there even further. So again, my family is financially stable. Next we're going to go in with some lavender, and this is commonly used for relaxation and calming. So that is what this is for. This is to help my family breathe when times are hard. And I bought these little bottles at Target for $1 or $3 for a pack of 6. And then I painted it. So the lavender. My family can breathe even when times are tough. They can relax. Alright, the next layer is going to be cedar tips. For me, this, and that's tips, not tits. Sorry, I know I kind of mumble sometimes. So for me, a cedar is such a strong tree. You could use oak if you wanted to. You could use any tree that you really see is very strong. And the cedar is very close to my heart. So I like to use these to represent strength again, even though we have it represented in the knot. As you may know, my family is going through a move right now. We're moving houses, so we can use all the strength that we can get. So my family is strong. Strong like a cedar. So this is what we have so far. I'm just going to repeat these layers until the jar is full. Now I'm just going to kind of put extra intention into it and really focus on that for a moment. Alright, now this is where if you were using a bowl or a different type of vessel, you could lay the button on top. But I'm going to go ahead and seal this up. And I'm going to take this button. And again, as I tie the knot, I am going to focus some intention on my family is strong. So I'm just going to tie this around here. So there you have your finished little family protection spell. And I will keep this in the family room of the new house or by the front door so that we can absorb this good energy when we walk in. And there you have it. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I think think I'm going to go enjoy the beautiful thunderstorm that's going on outside. I really appreciate you all being here with me. And feel free to try this. If you do, let me know. You can tag me. And I can't wait to see what you all do. You can change it however you'd like and make it fit your situation and your practice. So, I wish you all much love, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!